A white cross on a country road marks the spot where a bicyclist lost his life at the end of July. His name was Arthur Williams, and tonight, 3 weeks after Williams died while riding his bike, police believe they have arrested the man responsible. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Kim Christensen. Newly released court records lay out what investigators say happened that night and why the driver says he never stopped. 9 News reporter Ria Jha is along South Powhatan Road, where after speaking with the victim's father in this case. Ria.
Yeah, Kim, so like you said, we're along the road now where his family has set up a memorial where Arthur Williams allegedly was hit and killed. And we now know that it took 9 hours for someone to find him the next morning. We also know the driver is saying that he thought he hit a deer and kept driving. Court records now show that Arthur left home on his bike just before 9:30 p.m. July 26th, and just after midnight July 27th, investigators say a security camera captured a white Subaru hitting him on South Powhatan Road. The driver kept going without stopping or changing course. Minutes later, cameras recorded a damaged white Subaru with a broken headlight continuing to head away from the crash. Police identified 53-year-old Jamie Gardner as the owner of that white Subaru. Court records say Gardner told detectives he was driving home from the airport when something suddenly appeared in his headlights and came up onto his windshield. Gardner said he thought he hit a deer, and he said he didn't stop because the road was dark, his car was still running, and he was worried other drivers could hit him. I spoke with Arthur's father about what he thought about the new details.
I mean, you hit a deer, okay, but you probably would stop to see and assess the damage. I didn't even think about the driver. All I can think about was my son was alone.
Police arrested Jamie Gardner on a charge of leaving the scene of a crash involving death. He is not facing vehicular homicide, reckless or careless driving charges. The affidavit also does not accuse him of a DUI. He's now out on a $50,000 bond. Arthur's father told me that this memorial now here stands as a reminder to drivers. And also in this area, there aren't any overhead lighting or street lighting, so he's advocating for more visibility and even a bike lane in this area for the future so this doesn't happen again. Reporting in Aurora, Ria Jha, 9 News.
So many things for that family to do in a proactive way and at least still remember their son. Thank you, Ria. Tonight, 9 News investigates learned a Sheridan police officer is on leave without pay after an investigation is underway into some issues on the job. In one incident, Rodrigo Bursuto's gun went off during a meeting. No one was hurt. He was suspended for 3 days. He is also accused of mishandling equipment, mishandling evidence, and failing to put his patrol car in park, causing it to crash into a U-Haul. Bursuto's attorney did not return our messages. Sheridan Police Chief Jeffrey Martinez declined an interview. A former Aurora police officer found passed out in his car after a shift this summer is now being formally charged with official misconduct and DUI. The district attorney's office says Michael Gallagher stopped a vehicle on June 26th and reported finding several drugs in the car. But investigators say he never entered the cocaine he found into evidence. After his shift, a family member found him unresponsive in his car on I-270 in Adams County. Investigators say when he was arrested, they found a baggie with a white powdery substance in it. On top of the DUI charge, Gallagher is being charged with first-degree official misconduct. Last week, Aurora police announced Gallagher resigned instead of being fired. The city of Inglewood is putting new water restrictions in place starting this week. People can only water their lawns twice a week. City leaders say this is in response to our high and dry summer. People who water their lawns on the wrong day could be fined. Kathy, we've gotten a little rain to help things out, but just not enough to make up for all that has happened in the last few months.
And it's so interesting because from October 12th to the 17th, some areas saw 6 inches of rain, other areas like Parker Lone Tree, 2 to 3 inches of rain, but our official observation site at DIA, less than an inch of rain. So it was definitely hit and miss. The good news is we have more rain in the forecast and better air quality. We've got that beautiful blue sky out there. It's a wonderful summer day. Temperatures in the upper 80s. We just touched 90 last hour. The heat building across the western slope, and that heat is coming our way for the next 2 days. Ozone alert out for tonight and through 4 o'clock tomorrow. And we're also tracking some scattered storms moving from the northwest to the southeast. Had one severe cell with hail and damaging winds at Callahan. Now concerns for a flash flood in and around the Beulah area. The road I-65 in the campground there closed due to mud and debris. And then there was also a funnel cloud spotted in the West Cliff area. Never touched down, but kind of an active afternoon in the mountains and foothills. And we continue with that flash flood warning for Pueblo and Custer County and the flash flood watch out. And that's because we've got these slow moving storms coming through. I think Denver stays dry this evening, other than maybe a couple of sprinkles, nothing too impactful. So coming up, much more on the rain potential heading into the weekend and the cooler weather trend for next week. We'll have that in just a bit.
Due to the potential for high heat tomorrow, Poudre Schools will release most of its students 2 hours early. Most of the district's schools lack air conditioning, so they just want to make sure everyone is safe. There could be an early release on Friday as well. The families of 4 contract workers killed in a dairy near Keensburg are now suing. Tomorrow will mark 1 year since 5 men and a teenager were found dead. A wrongful death lawsuit names several defendants, including Prospect Valley Dairy, Prospect Ranch, and HD Builders. The suit says the men died after a pipe ruptured, releasing highly toxic gas created by decomposing manure. The lawsuit alleges that there was no gas monitor, no proper signage, and negligence in the upkeep of its premises. It's seeking damages for the deaths. To international headlines and the ongoing war with Iran. Today, the UAE said that it will cut off trading with Iran. This move lines up with President Trump's stated goal to economically isolate Iran after months of war.
Right now, I think the situation is so good. Look, it's very simple. They have to get rid of completely. They have to get rid of no nuclear weapons. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. You know why? Because they'd use it. And we're not going to let them use it.
The ongoing conflict is driving up oil prices, causing gas prices to spike around the U.S. Today, gas prices jumped another 9 cents in Colorado. The state average is $4.42 per gallon. That's up more than $1 compared to last year. The pilot of this plane was able to land safely in an open field in Byers despite an oil pressure issue mid-flight. That's according to the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office. Deputies found that plane shortly after it took off from a small airport in Watkins. The 2 people on board the plane were not hurt. In Crested Butte, a bear is blamed for a small fire at a home this week. Everyone's okay. Firefighters got it under control quickly, but first responders want you to stay bear aware. Clean up that outdoor food residue and lock your doors and windows. More than a week after the team named Thunder, the horse, announced the retirement, the Broncos revealed the team for the next Thunder, who will debut at the Broncos home opener on September 20th. Dr. Kelly Tischer will be the program lead and vet. He's listed as the one that is the owner of Littleton Equine Medical Center. His wife, Elizabeth, will also serve as program lead. Gretchen Flynn, well-known face in Colorado's equine community, will be Thunder's trainer and rider. Her husband, Philip, will also serve as one of Thunder's trainers.